Hey, y'all, it's Dano, and I'm back. Hey, I just want to thank you guys so much for your prayers and all your encouragement over the last couple weeks. Yeah, I had to take a short little break. I had a little procedure done, and but hey, I'm back, and I thank you guys so much for tuning in today. And on today's show, we're gonna make some awesome baked beans.
Mouth-watering family recipes, easy-to-make meals, humor, and faith fill the inspiring show Dano on the Counter. Born with only half a spine, Dano Burkhardt was never supposed to be able to hold his head up. Despite countless surgeries, a stroke, leg amputations, and kidney transplants, Dano developed a contagious love for life. Join Dano as he shares his easy-to-make dishes and the hope that keeps him pushing forward.
For your homemade baked beans, you're gonna need 3 cans of baked beans, 1 pound of bacon, 1/3 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of mustard, 1/4 cup of barbecue sauce, 1 onion, and 2 tablespoons of butter. Hey, also we're heading over to the grocery store, and I just want to talk a little bit about how blessed I am to have this opportunity to share with you guys each week. You know, it's so awesome to get an email from somebody, or you run into somebody out and about at a restaurant or at the store, and they come up to you and say, hey, you know, I really love your show, or hey, there's something that you talked about that I could totally relate to. And I just think that's so awesome, and makes it seem like what you're doing is all worth it, you know. And I think God puts those people in your life at the right time to help you get through certain things. And you know, and a lot of times we have no idea what we're going to talk about for the show that day. And you know, God just lays things on my heart, and I'm able to share them with you guys. And just to hear that it's reaching other people and having an effect on their life is something really remarkable. And I'm just so thankful that God is using this vehicle and this show to help others. So I just want to encourage you guys, you know, to share your story, like I always say. And you know, you just never know what the effect that's going to have on somebody else's life. Something you think is small and doesn't really mean a lot, but really could have an impact on somebody else's life. How you doing, Cousin Bob?
I'm all right, man.
Doing all right? Hanging in there?
Yeah, I'm hanging in.
That's good.
And knees and all.
Oh yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
I'm on the green.
Nah, of course you are, Bob. You're famous now. You're famous now. Yeah. All right, so for your Memorial Day picnic, of course, everybody loves little homemade baked beans. So that's gonna be the first thing we're gonna make. So let's head over here and get our supplies. All right, so we're gonna get 2 maple and bacon, and then 1 regular. We're gonna drain them and then mix them all together. Then we're gonna doctor them up the way that you like them. All right, so for our baked beans, obviously you're gonna need some brown sugar. Always get the dark sugar. It's got more molasses in it. It's gonna add that sweetness flavor to your baked beans. So we'll grab some of that. You're gonna need almost a cup of it. Here goes Bob again.
Yeah.
All right, next thing for our baked beans, we're gonna need a sweet onion. We're gonna chop this up, saute it a little bit with our bacon, and throw it in there. All right, so the next ingredient, obviously for baked beans, we're gonna need a pound of bacon. Always get a thick cut stuff so that way it has a little bit more chew to it, and look for one that doesn't have a whole lot of fat, maybe even a center cut would be a nice piece of bacon. My dad always says look for one that doesn't have a lot of fat because you're paying money for all that weight of fat, and why waste your money? All right, so we got our bacon, we got our beans, we got our onions. The only couple things we need at home are just some barbecue sauce and a little bit of mustard, but we already have that at home, so let's head out of here and start cooking. Yeah, so you know me, guys, I like to travel a lot. I'm always looking for that new and exciting thing to do, and always like to get out there and see different things. And of course, I have family all over the country, so I like to fly down south and visit them. And I was going to Jamaica for a little vacation last summer. And as you know, like when you travel with the wheelchair, they got to get you on the plane, and then your wheelchair has to go, underneath the plane. And I was changing planes in Atlanta, and I got up to I got off the plane. They helped me get off the plane, and my wheelchair wasn't there. And for a guy like me, that's pretty important. And they're like, oh, it'll be up in a couple of minutes. Well, a few minutes later, up comes the wheels, right? And so I had the wheels, but I had no frame. And I'm like, guys, like I need the rest of the chair. These wheels don't really do me any good here, And they're like, oh, we'll find it. And then they're like, oh, we'll just wheel you in our chair to the next gate. And I'm like, no. I said, I'm not leaving here unless I have my whole chair together, because you can't have one part and miss the other part. You're not going to go anywhere. And I'm actually sat there and waited about 20 minutes. They actually couldn't find my frame. Here they had taken it from the normal position that they usually store it and actually put it in baggage. And they had to get through all the other bags until they could find it and bring it up to me. Finally, they brought it up, put my chair together, and I was able to get to my my other plane. But let me tell you, I was not leaving that gate without my chair. You hear the horror stories about suitcases being lost and things like that. But hey, that's like losing your legs again. Not having your wheels. That's kind of an important thing. So that's just one of the funny things that kind of happened to me when I was traveling one time. I just got there and no wheelchair. So, but we made it and made it to my next flight, and obviously I made it home. But just a little snafu there that happened at the airport when I was traveling. Hey, so it's springtime up here in central PA. Everything's kind of greening up. Got pollen everywhere. We're a little bit behind than down south, but it's finally here. And man, I tell you what, I don't know about y'all, but the allergies are really kicking up right now with all that pollen. I started taking my allergy medicine about 2 days ago. I had the old burning eyes and the congestion and all that, how that goes. And we were talking earlier about, when you get congested and your ears are clogged, and then, man, is that like the greatest feeling in the world when they finally pop? Like, you'll just be driving down the road and you're like, wow, I didn't realize I could hear that good, or I didn't realize how amazing that could feel. And it's just crazy how that whole system works, your whole nasal passages and all that, throat and all that stuff. But man, this time of year, you really do realize how important it is to be able to hear and smell. But that's something that involves with we're cooking. Always gotta, you have that clear head so you can smell everything you're cooking and be able to hear what's cooking and how fast things are cooking on the stove. So just something I'd mention here with spring coming upon us.
Hi, my name is Thad Dick,
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
and our family is here for your health.
If you're considering a lift chair, call or stop in and see us at Dick's Home Care. Our chairs come in a wide variety of fabrics and finishes. We even have chairs that are able to be closer to your wall in case you have a small space.
Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Impact Productions, a multi-layer technology company providing on-site, online, and in-studio video services. Contact Impact Productions to capture your story.
Hey y'all, welcome into the kitchen today. Today we're gonna make my own recipe for baked beans. Now this is obviously for Memorial Day weekend coming up, a good summer recipe for you to have for a cookout at your house. It's got some bacon in it and some onions and got some brown sugar. It's a hit wherever I take it, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. So let's get started here. We're gonna just turn our pot on here to like a medium here, because we're gonna fry up some bacon. And this is that thick cut bacon that we bought at the store. And we're just gonna put it in a pot because it cuts down on all the grease splatter, and it makes it just easier to cook than cooking in an open skillet like that. So we're just gonna put the whole pound in here, kind of separate it all. Get this in here, and we're just gonna brown this up, make it nice and crispy, because then we're gonna add it to our beans. And you don't want it to get soggy and slimy and all that, so we'll just put it all in here, make it good and crispy. So we get these last two separated here. There we go. Put that guy in there. Everybody in the pool, as they say, right? Get that guy in there. Good to go. And we're just gonna brown that up. Make sure we don't splatter ourselves with that bacon grease, because that does get pretty hot. So we'll go ahead and cook that up. And then what we're gonna do is, once this fries up, we're gonna add our onions to that, cook that in that bacon grease, and then we'll drain some of that grease and that fat off before we add our sauce mixture to that. So. All right, so we got our bacon nice and crispy here. About to go ahead and take that off. We'll take that off and put it on some paper towels here and let that drain off. And then we're just gonna use that same bacon grease to fry up our onions, and then we're gonna mix it all back together. So we'll go ahead and take this bacon out. It's good and crispy, and it'll cook a little bit more even as we get it off the heat. So take that off, try to shake off some of that excess bacon grease here. It looks good and crispy. Like I said, we're gonna break this up and put it in our beans here in just a little bit. So we have that nice little bit of bacon grease in there. And to that, I'm just gonna throw in our onions. It's like one onion there. We're basically making our bean sauce almost. We're frying that up, turn that down a little bit. That bacon grease is good and hot, so go ahead and stir that up. Cook these down for a couple minutes in the good bacon grease. And then we'll drain this off a little bit. And then we'll add our sugar and sauces to that. We're gonna sweat these out until they're about translucent. We'll be good to go there for baked beans. I tell you what, there's nothing better though than a hot dog and some baked beans, or a cheeseburger and baked beans, or potato salad and baked beans. I mean, every summer picnic, this is like a staple at our house, and we actually make these and take them to work as well. Throw them in a crock pot. After you cook them ahead of time, you can just take them to work, heat them up. But there's nothing better than these things to go with either potato chips. Even sit there and eat some with some potato chips, or with a burger or dog during the summer. But these are definitely a fan favorite, and my favorite side dish. So we'll go ahead and sweat these out. Let them cook down for a couple minutes. Take about 5 minutes. We have our oven preheated to 350. Once we combine all this, we'll put it in our casserole dish, and then we're gonna bake it for almost an hour until it's good and bubbly. So I'm just gonna wait for these onions to cook, and then we'll combine everything together. All right, so we got our bacon crispy, we got our onions sauteed here. I'm gonna take these onions out and transfer them to a skillet. We're basically gonna make our sauce for our beans. So we're just gonna take our onions out, transfer them over here to this skillet. Take them out. Oh. That would have been bad. Hot bacon grease on the face. All right, so I've got some the bacon here. It's all crisp, and I'm just breaking it up here into little pieces. I'm gonna add it back to our onions, and then we'll add all our other ingredients there to make our baked bean gravy. Basically, make a lot of gravies on this show, but sauce, I guess. All right, so that's good. We'll just add this back to our onions there. Just like that. Get all that good bacon in there. Okay, to that. To our onions and bacon, we're gonna add our mustard. A little bit of mustard there. It's gonna add a little tang, a little vinegar to the recipe there. And then our barbecue sauce. You can use any kind of barbecue sauce you like. You can use a hot, spicy, or smoking sweet. So we'll add a couple tablespoons there of barbecue sauce. And then here comes all of our sweetness is gonna be this brown sugar here. That's just gonna make everything stick together and make a nice sauce. So we'll turn this on again just to warm everything up together. And it's alright, it's got that nice bacon grease in there, so you don't need to really add anything to it. This will all be good together. And then what we're gonna do then is pour this over our beans before we bake them. And then we're just gonna add our brown sugar. Yeah, it's a lot of brown sugar, but this isn't diet baked beans. These are just Dano's baked beans. So all that brown sugar and bacon, molasses, onions, barbecue sauce, and mustard. It's a pretty good combination. So we're just gonna heat this up till that sugar melts a little bit. Get a nice, almost like a little caramel sauce. I don't know about y'all, but that looks pretty darn good. Smells amazing, of course. Kind of candied that bacon almost a little bit, you know. We have that going. Just gonna cook that for just a minute or two until that, like I said, that sugar gets good and dissolved and melted in there. You can see it starting to bubble there. This would be great on a burger, like a bacon jam almost. I think this would be a good sauce. Couldn't put too much because it's pretty darn rich. But I think if you put just a little bit on a cheeseburger or something like that, I think it'd be pretty good. So that looks good there. Got that heated up. Got that butter melted. And then we have our beans here. we have our 3 cans of beans that I drained 2 of them and kept one with the sauce in them. And then what I'm going to do is just dump this in here and mix it up. And then we're going to so just add that to the beans. Turn off our heat. I do the other way. There we go. Turn that off. And then we're just going to mix this all together. Get that bacon and onion and beans all mixed together. And then once we get this good and mixed, we'll pop this in the oven, 350, almost an hour, till it's good and bubbly, and then we'll let it sit, and I'll tell you what's gonna really thicken up. This is gonna be the nice and thick baked beans with a lot of good flavors in them. All that sauce. So much better than just taking something out of a can and heating it up. You gotta doctor it up a little bit. So this looks pretty good. We're gonna keep this uncovered. We'll bake it off, like I said, for about an hour till it's nice and golden brown. We'll let these cook for about an hour, and while these are baking, we'll head over to the studio for an inspiring message. We'll see you over there.
Made by Vogel is a father and son business that produces high-quality handmade wooden products such as cutting boards, bowls, bottle stoppers and more. Products for sale can be found on their Etsy site or in downtown Altoona at the Clay Cup. You can't go wrong buying from Made by Vogel.
Hi, my name is Dad Dick,
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
and our family is here for your health.
If you're looking for a stair lift, I would definitely recommend Bruno stair lifts. The reason people get Bruno stair lifts from Dick's Home Care is it keeps them in the home that they love. We also have a rental program on the stair lifts. My customers coming back to me saying, I'm so glad I bought this.
Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Hey, thanks so much for joining me here in the studio. I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about what kind of happened there the last couple weeks and why we had to take that break. Yeah, I had to have a little procedure done, and things kind of went a little haywire for me. They didn't go as planned. It was supposed to be just a simple thing and ended up being an open surgery. And the recovery process ended up being a few more weeks than I thought. But I'm so glad to be back here and sharing with you what God has done in my life with you guys each and every week. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today, is that those surprises that you have in life and how you think you know what's going to happen and you know how things are going to turn out, and bam, something totally takes you by surprise, and it just kind of throws life in a tailspin. You kind of don't know what's going to happen and where things are going to go. And that's when we really need to rely on our faith and what God has done for us and where he's going to lead us. It can be overwhelming and scary at those times that you're just kind of like, wow, I didn't see this coming, and where did this come from, and how am I ever going to get through it? You know, in my life, those are things that I've always had to deal with. You know, there have been so many times that life will be just cruising along, things are going really well, and wow, you know, your kidney starts failing, or you get really sick, you end up in the hospital for a month at a time, or something like that. And man, those times just really weigh on you, and you're just kind of like, what's going to happen here? You don't know what the outcome's going to be. And that's what I've been able to draw on my faith from the things that I've already been through and how I'm able to overcome them. But let's say you haven't been through anything before and you don't have that faith to rely on because of what you've been through before. You know, where does that faith come from? And I'm reminded of the scripture in Romans where it talks about, you know, faith comes from hearing, and hearing comes from the word. And, you know, so important that we dive into the word, get into the Bible and read the scriptures to see where God is leading us and what he's going to lay on our heart. Yes, myself, I've been through so many things that I can rely on my faith because what God has already done in my life. But maybe you don't have those experiences, and then you're kind of just lost and going through things. And like I said, things that seem so overwhelming to you, you don't know where to turn. I just want to encourage you guys today to dive into the Word. And let's say maybe you don't even have a Bible and you want one. Hey, you can send me an email. We have sponsors. We'll send you a Bible. That's not a big deal. And I just hope that you're able to dive into the Word and see what God wants to lead you in your life. There's certain scriptures and things that you'll just start reading. Any book of the Bible, really. Usually I'd read the New Testament or even in Psalms, and you'll come across something that might really relate to your life and what's going on, and just God really presses that thing on your heart that, hey, you know what, you're going to get through this, and rely on me, and I'll take care of you. And I just want to encourage you guys that today to really get in the Word. Yes, you can rely on the testimony that you've heard from me and the things that I've been through, but man, you really need to find your own faith and get into the Word so that God can help you get through those things as well. So I hope that encouraged you guys today. And hey, we're gonna go enjoy those baked beans because I'm back, baby, and I'm feeling great. And let's go start eating. Let's go.
Dick's Home Care can help you stay mobile. Dick's offers a full line of scooters to help with mobility both inside and outside your home. Take your scooter with you wherever you go with a scooter lift from Dick's. They are available for most vehicles. If standing or sitting is becoming difficult, a lift chair from Dick's will make life easier. There are many styles and sizes to choose from. And Dick's honors warranties and service on what we sell. Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Hi, my name is Dad Dick,
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
and our family is here for your health.
Purify O3 is the simple, effective way to clean your CPAP or BiPAP. It provides hospital-grade sanitation, killing 99.99% of bacteria and germs with the touch of a button. Everything you need comes in one affordable kit for just $1.90. It's available exclusively at Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in home medical equipment.
Hey guys, welcome back into the kitchen here. Now I'm sitting down to enjoy these nice baked beans. Literally just took them out of the oven. They're steaming hot. So we're gonna try to taste test them and let you know what we think here. So let's give it a whirl here, Chow.
They smell amazing.
We've been smelling them for the last hour in the oven. So.
Wow.
Great.
That is so good.
That bacon.
Yeah, just exudes summer. You think of like a barbecue backyard or something like that.
Yeah.
Very good.
Hopefully you guys can try to make these at home and enjoy them for yourselves. But until then, we'll see you next week on Dano on the Counter. Hey, if you have questions for me or about the show, please reach out to me at dano@danoburkhart.com. Also, catch all the episodes on danoburkhart.com.